Okay, this video is to help you with the back side of the atomic symbols sheet. So the front side right here, I give you a symbol and some numbers here, and I describe everything that you can figure out about the atom from that symbol. And I gave you 4 examples here, and then I give you some problems on the back to try. And the answers are at the bottom if you want to peek, but since you're watching this video, I assume you need to hear a little bit more. So let's get to it. When I write an atomic symbol in this notation, the big letters in the middle, those are the symbol. Like right here is bromine, and here's gold and copper and hydrogen. No surprises there. The first one that you should probably recognize is the bottom left number. That's the protons. So for bromine, that's 35. For gold, it's 79. For copper, it's 29. And for hydrogen, it's 1. Maybe I should fill in these things. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've written in the element name and the protons, the bottom left number and the notation here. And let's go to the top number, the top left number. This is the mass. That's the bigger of the two numbers you see. So for bromine here, that's going to be 80. And for gold, that's going to be 198. For copper, that's going to be 64. And for hydrogen, this atom of hydrogen, that's going to be 3. So the last two things here on my worksheet, neutrons and electrons, these are not specifically spelled out in the symbol, but we can figure them out. The neutrons you'd probably do first, and the neutrons is just the mass minus the protons. So if we start with an easy one down here, hydrogen, our mass is 3 and our protons is 1. That means this atom of hydrogen has 2 neutrons. Okay, the rest of them here I'm going to use my calculator for. For copper, 64 minus 29, and I get 35 neutrons. And then for gold, I've got 198 minus 79, and I get 119. And then for bromine, forgive me for not doing this in my head, but 80 minus 35, that means this atom of bromine has 45 neutrons. Okay, for whatever reason, this last one, the electrons, messes kids up year after year. So the electrons, we figure out with 2 of these numbers. We figured out with the electric charge and the protons. These 2 numbers allow us to figure out the electrons. One way to think about the electrons is to think of who is winning between the protons and the electrons. Who's winning between the plus and the minus? For example, this gold atom right here, this gold atom doesn't have an electric charge up in the top right. That means nobody is winning. It has no electric charge. So this gold atom then has the same number of electrons as it does protons. So this one, ooh, that's a terrible 7. This atom of gold has 79 electrons. Because there's no charge written right here, that means the plus equals the minus. Nobody is winning. So if we take this same winning and losing analogy, if we go up and do bromine here, we see that negative is winning by 1. And we know that it's got 35 pluses. If you've got 35 pluses, but your negative is winning by 1, that means you must have 36 minuses. There must be 36 electrons. And think about that, 35 pluses and 36 minuses. If you add those together, what do you get? You get -1, and that's what I put up at the top here. So let's look at this copper atom. Who's winning here? Positive is winning by 2. So if I've got 29 protons and it's beating the negatives by 2, that means there must be 27 electrons. And you could write this same sort of thing again if you wanted to. You got 29 pluses and you've got 27 minuses. What is that? That winds up being a +2, so we know we did that right. The last one, this hydrogen atom here, positive is winning by 1, and you've only got 1 plus. If you've got 1 plus and you've got one more plus than minus, that means this hydrogen ion must have no electrons, so it's got 0. So there's 5 minutes, and I hope this helps you get ready for the atomic symbols quiz. And remember, that's the only quiz in the whole course that you have to get 100% on to move on.